computer. And here we are. Hello. Welcome to our most recent BB Disney All-Star exit interview after show. We are here with the one and only Marcelo. Marcelo, how are you doing today?
I'm wonderful. I don't have to worry about messaging these people anymore. So I'm just good. I'm here. It's a bit sad to be the fifth boot, but you can always go out in style. It doesn't always have to be a win.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy to think it's only been like less than 2 weeks.
I know.
Like I feel like we've been here
For a long
forever.
ass time, yeah.
Yes, and it's not even it hasn't even like it's barely started. So I know not to make it that didn't really make it all better. But so the first question I always love to ask, what happened? Why do you think you're here?
Um, there's a lot of reasons apparently. I don't know half of them are even true, but the tea I heard is that before I got evicted, Robert Torrio was the target, and then when they won veto, apparently John promised Lily that a winner would be put up next to her, and apparently Keaton was having a bad day, so John put me up, and when you put me up, like I'm gonna go home. Like people are just gonna be like, "Oh, he's too big of a threat." Like if we keep him, like when is there gonna be another reason to take him out? Like because I think these people think like I'm God or something. Like I'm gonna win every fucking challenge. Not. Um, but yeah, I think I don't know why I was the one evicted. I mean, I believe it's because of the winner thing, but a lot of people had talked about how they wanted Lily gone, so they didn't take the shot. I'm actually really hoping that Lily goes all the way to the end. I would love to see Lily take this game all the way. But yeah, people were a little scared of me, I guess, but it's a game. It is what it is. They wanted me out, so they did it. Some people were like, "Oh, you're good with me," and then like 5 minutes later, I'd hear from someone else being like, "Oh yeah, that person is definitely running you out." And I'm like, "Oh, it's pre-jury. You don't have to lie to me. Just tell me you're running me out. That's it." But I'm too big of a threat, Michael. Everyone was like, "We need a winner gone." So at least I'm the first winner, so I'll be first at something.
Well, let's pretend Justin is not, hopefully Justin will not be watching this after
Oh,
you
minis
say
do count. Justin Love you.
it's okay, no one's really, well, only Prada is watching these. I'm just kidding. But so let's talk about that because no offense to the other four people, they were more under the radar. Maybe people didn't see them as big threats. You are, let's say, the first long-term winner leaving, and let's be real. There are also more threats in the game. Why do you think you were the first big threat to leave?
People know how I play. A bunch of these people in the game either have hosted me, have played with me, or have observed my game. Like I'm no, it's always that type of thing with me in games. Someone's gonna know, or someone's gonna know someone that knows my game. So, I think people were just very much like big move itis and like wanted to make a big move and like a lot of the game moves that have been made like not really. I mean, last round with Brian going home and Julia being on the block, like I told people, I was like, if we let Julia stay, like she's probably going to go a long way in this game. And people were like, no, like that's a lie. Literally, like Julia's probably going to make jury. She might make it to the end. I don't know, but um, I think why me is because again, people know my game. People know I'm a social threat. I can talk to people for days. And I think this week has been a long week for me personally. So I think the space where people are like, oh, this is the perfect time to get Marcelo out. Like he's too distracted. So like, because if I wasn't, it'd still be in the game. But yeah, I think people just wanted the big move of the first couple rounds and they did it.
Well, we'll call it Big Move Marcelo. That's my new name for it.
BMM
Um,
Slay.
there you go. Um, well, I hope everything's okay, of course, with you
Yes,
personally.
everything all good. Thank you.
You're welcome. So the vote was 11-2. This week decided not to be a split vote. Do you know who those two people were?
I know one is Jen because Jen is literally like Jen's one of my best friends outside of this game. Like she did not want to see me. She was very confused. A for why I went put up on the blog, and B she was just very confused about why people were trying to get me out this soon. She didn't want me to leave unanimously.
Hmm.
Um, I probably would have told Jen to be like, just vote me out, but she was not going to do that. She was just like, she knows. The second person, I don't know who the second person was. My suspicions, I have three people that I think it might be. Um, and I don't know if either of them are true. But Robert Toria may have just thrown a vote to keep me just to because we talked a lot. Jill and I literally called right before the eviction, and Jill wanted to. I told Jill, I was like, "You're probably like people are probably talking about me. Just do it." But like, she was like, "I really want to vote Lily. I don't know if I like if that will be possible." And I was like, "So maybe Jill." And then the other person, I think, like earlier in that day yesterday, Julia and I were talking, and she was like, "I just want to make my moves, like my own way, my own game." So maybe Julia, but definitely Jen, and then the second one could literally be anyone else.
Gotcha. So, you originally had a list of people, the votes that you had like a list of everyone's names and who they were going to vote for, and it was very, you were sure that I felt like you were having more question marks, and then more and more people were getting more question marks throughout the day.
Yeah,
So, who were you the most shocked of shocked by? You said eventually people were just kind of saying to you they were evicting you. Who were you most shocked by? Whose vote who you thought you had immediately, and all of a sudden it just didn't work out?
Jeremy didn't shock me because they ended up telling me that they were going to vote me out.
Mhm.
But they were very much adamant on keeping me because of the whole winners thing. Um, Keaton, I wasn't that like. I'll be honest. No one who voted me shocked me. Like everyone who voted me, I was like, okay. But the people who like had told me that maybe they were gonna consider keeping me, Keaton was like, "Oh no, you're good." Like once I was back, well, once I was put up on the block, Keaton was like, "You're good. Like you're probably gonna stay." So um, clearly not. But Keaton, Jeremy, who else? Karen, but I know Karen. Karen plays for Karen, which like I love. I'm so obsessed with. So Karen voting me out. Karen was the only like here's the thing. Karen was the only one like honest with me. But like the night up, I messaged Karen and I was like, "Am I dead? Like, is am I done?" And Karen was like, "Yeah, like you are." And I was like, "Slay!" So I don't have to worry about like the stress of the day to be like, "Oh my God, save me, save me, save me." And then some people were like, "Oh no, like I would love for you to stay." And then who was it? Oh, Robert Torrio was like, "Oh yeah, like Julia, Lake, and Cody are like, we need to get Marcelo out. Like, it's the perfect time to get him out." So once I knew Julia was voting me out, I knew it was like a ripple effect. Julia was going to vote me out, and Julia voting me out leads to Lake, Keaton, Cody, John Farrell, um, Sierra, like a lot of people, because it just seems like this is just my perception. Everyone's kind of just following Julia, uh, which good for her. She's will work for her. But yeah, so that's I wasn't surprised by anyone. I was just like, okay,
Let's talk about some of the alliances let's talk about alliance that coulda, woulda, shoulda, maybe, and an alliance that you were in. So first you bring up about Jeremy maybe wanting to save you because you guys are both winners. Why was there not an all winners alliance of like of the five of you? Was that just something that maybe it's because in my eyes I don't see it as you all know each other, you all know each other's gameplays just from other games, BB Disney. Maybe it was too many personalities. What what was it? Why was that never an option?
honestly, everyone suspects the Winners Alliance.
Mhm.
Everyone's always going to be like, oh, the winners are going to work together so that they can like go far. Um, we all have personalities. Some of them mesh very well together. Not like none of them like don't mesh well, but I just feel like we all don't want to do the easy thing of like, oh my God, the five of us stick together and like let's go all the way to the end. Because like people are gonna clock that. So yeah, there wasn't like a winners alliance. There was the rumor, and I was like, oh my God, like if there is, add me. But yeah, the winners alliance just kinda everyone's gonna find out very quickly, and they're gonna put two of us on the block. One of us is gonna go home, and it's just gonna fizzle out. And also, like when you have a five-person alliance, someone's always gonna be like they're at the bottom. And if it's a winners alliance, like who's the best winner? You know, like who's like oh who's top dog. So it was just kind of none of the cards ever fell in the right like the right favor.
Gotcha. And then let's talk about the lines. One of the lines you were in the I don't forget the name, but the Inferno Coast to Coast.
Coast to Inferno,
Coast to
yes,
Inferno, sorry. So um John and Karen, they kind of threw you off to the coast, kind of like
yeah,
it. And I don't know if I can say this, but your and John's 101 was the first 101 that we were added to, right? So like what happened? Like I know you bonded over the first vote, which we'll get into after this, but like there's like I always like in my season when there was 18 people, people were turning on their alliances at final 16, right? It always shocks me when people turn on like the little small core alliances right away when there's like 20 other people to choose from. So what do you
yeah.
think it was? Why do you think, you know, Coast to Coast did not want to work with Inferno?
I know. I just I don't know. It's funny because John messaged me being like, "I'm so sorry," and like he messaged me because he told me he was like, "Oh, I just didn't think that you like trusted me after the whole Sierra and Brian thing," and I'm like, I could literally give like I don't care. Like I don't care that you voted Brian out. Like I don't because like that's your game. And I always get really like frustrated when people are like, "Oh, like you weren't giving me a choice. Like you were telling me I had to vote Julia." Like, no, I wasn't. I was literally telling you how I felt. I was telling you literally what my feeling was, how I felt, my perception of this game was, and then like Julia should go home. But if you don't want Julia to go home, vote how you want. It's your game. But he was like, "Oh, I didn't think you trusted me after the Sierra thing," and I was like, "Babes, you were literally number two on my trust ranking." And that's the funny part is like I was never going after John Buckley. Never. Would have never gone after John Buckley. Him and I are kind of similar people and mindsets. So I was like, oh, this is someone that I can definitely like go far in the game with. So John Buckley turning on a literal ally made no sense to me. We'll see how that factors into this game. But like I was never going after John or Karen. Karen flipped on the first vote and voted out Justin, which good on Karen. And then I was like so about this Coaster Inferno alliance. Like Jen, John, Karen, and I was like, this is it. This is gonna go far. This is gonna be great. John winning HOH excited me. I was like, finally, this game is gonna start. And then when he put up Robert Toria and Lily, I was like, oh, so you're literally playing with the other side. Like you have something going with Julia, Jill, Lake, Cody, John Farrell. Like, great. Okay. And then when he put me up, I was like, damn, you really just threw me to the coast. And I was like, okay, that's your game. Um, if there is a group, I think John Buckley is at the bottom of whatever that group is. Only time will tell, but yeah, that Coast to Inferno Alliance was real for me. So
Yeah,
I
and
guess it wasn't.
I definitely saw it as real because of the reason I'm about to say. I definitely want to bring this up. Let's talk about your voting chart. So I mean, and listen, I'm not making fun of you. Obviously, you're a winner, but
No,
your voting chart was,
I only voted right once.
right, and I mean that was the 14 to 1 vote. So,
Yeah.
do you think that because even when you said John thought you were mad about you about him saving Sierra over Brian, right? When you voted for Sierra, once you figured out you were kind of in the minority vote for the second time with if you believe kind of the same people, do you think that did you ever think okay that you're just gonna be stuck in this minority?
Yeah. I thought I was gonna be. I honestly thought I was gonna get put up by the Club 33 twist. That's honestly what I thought was gonna happen. Um, yeah, the only vote I voted correctly in was the vote for someone who never talked to me in this game. Like, so like that was easy. But yeah, the Justin vote, the Brian vote, won, and now my vote. But it's funny because like it's like so weird because I was at the bottom of everything. So like now they're going like I'm assuming love Jen, but I feel like Jen's probably in the next or in the next couple rounds. Um and then like who else did like everyone was so pressed about me and Jen being like a duo. And I was like, y'all need to get a hobby. Like please get a hobby because putting two people as a duo, it's just like
Out of
everyone's
18 people.
out of 18 people, everyone's going to target the one duo of two people who have been friends, very good friends for almost 3 years over
Club
some,
studies.
yeah, oh, over literally like people like Jill and Julia, Lake and Julia, John Farrell and Julia are literally playing a duos game together. Like that's a duo. I mean, like, love them all, but like everyone was like so pressed about Jen and I was like, are y'all okay? Like, what is going on? Clearly, we lived rent free in half of those people's minds, which like good on us. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Rent's
so
expensive these days, so you might
it's
as well.
listen. I'll live rent free anywhere. But yeah, no, people are just so like, I think that's because a lot of people wanted me out or wanted to hinder me or hinder Jen. Like they just were like, oh, those two, let's like everyone lock eyes on them to like erase from ourselves. So wild. It was wild. But
And then, so do you maybe regret? Because I know you and Jen, you guys had that alliance with Justin, right? And I know you were doing whatever it takes. You were saying that Lake wanted winners out, so Lake can be evicted, right? Do you
yeah,
regret any of that going hard the first round, or do you think you would have been a minority either way?
I'm in the minority either way. Also, I lied about that whole lake targeting
Oh, I
winners.
know it was a lie, but yeah,
No, I
I
just
was like,
wanted to I
yeah,
wanted to cause
that first.
chaos.
I'm not allowed to tell you everything, but that first round was so crazy. Like, I just remember Timmy came back because Timmy was working that night and he was like, what happened? I was like, oh, you missed like yeah. When Timmy told me I was hosting that night, I was so excited because I just saw everything that was happening. I was just like,
Yeah, no, I just was like, let me, because I wanted to come into this game. Like, my one goal coming into this game was like, I just wanted to cause chaos because I was like,
"Mhm,
this is all stars. Like, if people think this is gonna be easy, it's not. And then also like that last round where I was like, people talk to me, like all this type of stuff, like calling people out. I was like, I just want to like rile people up. It's like I thought like that would be like more interesting. But yeah, no, I don't regret playing too hard too fast in the first
mhm,
round. I think I wasn't gonna just sit back and wait until the final 10 to like play the game because that's not how BB Disney works. Like you gotta play the game. Like there's org that and like org slash live reality game that I played that the motto is like play the game before the game plays you.
mhm,
So I took that into today. I took that into BB Disney. I was like, I'm gonna play this game before this game plays me because at the end of the day, like I've already won. I think the beautiful part about my experience with BB Disney and something that I like kind of realized yesterday is like all three games that I've played, Animal Kingdom, Second Chances, and All Stars. I got pre-jury and All Stars. I got jury and Animal Kingdom, and then I won Second Chances. So I literally marked off every single bucket list you can have in a Big Brother game. You made it. You got pre-jury, you got jury, and you won. So I can't like going in there. I knew I wasn't going to win because no one's gonna.
mhm,
I'm going to be genuinely very surprised if a winner wins this game. If like any of the four winners left win this game, I'm going to be very surprised. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But like, I was not winning this game, and I knew that going in, and I just wanted. I didn't want Justin to be first boot. Like Justin, literally, they've been first boot their first time playing this game. They were early boot and the second time they played this game, and I was like, Lake has literally made Final Five. Let's give Justin a chance. And Lake was just, again, I'm gonna say it, like Lake has the connections of like Julia and Jill. And I love Lake and I appreciate Lake's honesty yesterday telling me that I was going home, but like you can't you also have to think about like Lake had connections that Justin didn't. So I was hoping that maybe, just maybe, like we could have done something to get Lake out first. Am I happy Lake's still in the game? Absolutely. I hope Lake goes far. But again, Justin definitely deserved more.
Yeah, rest in peace, Justin. The first time, yeah,
The first winner to go home.
the first winner to go out. Okay, so you kind of answered all my questions. What I usually like to do next is just ask like a rapid fire. You kind of said them already, but we're just gonna ask them anyway. You kind of like
Great.
answer them in your other questions. So
Great.
who do you think is gonna win this game? If you could just base it off of these first 5 rounds or 4 rounds.
Ooh, these first 5 rounds or 4 rounds.
I think it's 4.
Who's gonna win this game? That's a really good question. I can see Jill winning this game.
Okay. And who do you want to see win this game? Which I kind of feel like I know the answer already.
I would obviously, like, besides Jen, would love Jen to win this game. I want Lily to win this game.
Mhm. Okay. And then who do you think is gonna be who do you think I'm gonna be doing the next interview with?
Well, I saw last night that Jill won HOH. Um, don't know her nominees.
They have not
I
been made yet.
Okay, perfect.
Mhm.
So I do feel like Jill's probably after Lily, so Lily's probably gonna.
Where'd you see she won HOH?
I saw the stream.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
I
I forgot we do the stream. That's
was
Timmy's
about to
department.
say, y'all thought I watched that stream today because I was like, I kind of made an iconic exit interview
Yeah.
or exit line. Um,
Uh,
yeah, I saw the stream. I don't know her noms, but I think she
yeah.
wants Lily out, so I would assume a Lily. I honestly, it might be boring. It might be a Lily and Robert Toria situation again, which would be super boring. Um, but who I would love for you to do this exit interview with next is John Buckley.
John Buckley. Yeah, but I guess you knew that was my next question. I never asked that who do you want to be next? So John Buckley.
Yeah.
Yeah, what is it with everyone saying this is all stars and then nominating, maybe like Robert Toria and Lily? That was really funny.
So nominate John Farrell and Julia or Lake. Okay.
Yeah, they are in that Amazing Race game that I was in too. So it's funny you brought that up because like
Yeah.
yeah. Um and then any last words you have to say? I know it was cut short. I know you probably wanted to make it farther, but how did you feel about the all BB Disney experience? I know this is not your first rodeo.
For my third time.
Third.
I love it. I love BB Disney. I have such a place in my heart for this game. I think it's such a well-run game. I think it's so important because it's fun. It never the good thing about this game is it never felt personal, and I feel like that's like something that's really in high regard. Um, so thank you for giving me the opportunity to be an all-star. I know it was cut short, but at least I didn't go home like boring. I kind of wanted to make us, I kind of wanted to make my all-star experience. I've already won the game. I know how to get from day 0 to day 36 or however many days this game is. So I just wanted
Too
to have a
many
fun
to count.
experience. Too many to count. I wanted to have my experience. I wanted to have my speech, being the Janelle Pierzina of BB Disney. I love it. Or like being the Ika Wong. Like you just, it's fun.
Hey,
I think
good people
that's it.
also got 16th too, like Joey Van
Oh,
Pelt. We can't forget
yes,
about her.
Joey! Joey Van Pelt, mother. I love Joey. Yes, Joey Van Pelt.
Mhm.
Yes.
I'm sure there's other good people that got
There's
16.
probably other good people and probably other bad people, but
A lot of
we'll.
people in BB Canada, like first boots, like randomly got out.
Julie Vale. Julie Vale.
She
She
was
got
she
16.
she was 14 because I don't think they did a 16-person season. I know my BB Canada facts too well for a
As you
horrible
should.
franchise.
I want to
um,
know. I need to look at the BB Disney like 16 because this season I don't even know how like
who got 16
everyone
in
quit.
mine? Oh, I think Andrew, someone named Andrew got 16th in my season, but we were 18 people.
Okay. So it's like icons get 16th. It's true.
Michael Schaefer got 16th last season. I don't know if you know him, but he's like huge in the Facebook or community.
No, I don't. But yes, Michael, let's share a placement together.
But okay, well, thank you, Marcelo. There's all the questions I
Yeah.
have. Nothing else you want to say before I hit that stop button?
I'm all good. Thank you for having me, and hopefully this season isn't boring.
Oh,
But
let's
it's that
let let's have that be the last words of that. Let's have the season not be boring. All right,